Alright. Captain
Seems to think
Aureus.
the mayor is a few arrows short of a quiver.
Old age. The stealth-like destroyer of faculties. Delirium doesn't afflict him, rogue. Merely decrepit.
Oops. Let's take the scenic route. Let's visit Screech Woman once more. Yeah, we haven't looked at this area at all, I think. So that might also be something to do.
Mr. Head Honcho Legionnaire!
Ah, let's listen to
the
that.
Source Hunter says that creep Robert stole my sheep.
And
Well, aren't you going to arrest
Can't
that
even talk to
stinking
him
thief?
before.
I'll have a talk with him, madam.
And she runs away.
You, again. Do feel free to depart from Cyseal at your earliest convenience.
Wow. Let's see if we can get the Mortician arrested.
Whom would you
No.
have the Legion arrest?
At least
Oh,
not so
what
far.
now?
Just want to talk to you for a second to steal a smelly handkerchief. And some gold. Bye. Alright, so we have 3 things. We're just lacking the one of Evelyn, unfortunately. But I mean, maybe it's just to, I don't know. At least maybe we can say that the others didn't do it.
Wow, that dead sheep smells pretty great. I mean, wow. But it's nothing.
Do you
compared
think
to
you could
Jake.
smell whoever killed Jake?
Seems like Esmeralda. Ugh, terrible smell. Like flowers and soap. Not awesome. Ugh, hated her. Aureus is kind of awesome. Evelyn too. They both have a sweaty, dead thing.
Do I have something from Evelyn?
Cecil? He's alright, I guess. Mostly he smells like old books, which is neither awesome nor non-awesome. Bring me anything of theirs, and I'll be able to tell you if I can sniff out Jake's smell on them.
That was just a general smell assessment.
Jake has the best smell. I'd know it anywhere. Did you find something for me to stick my nose into?
Smell this handkerchief. It belonged to Aureus.
Aureus, hey? Let's give it a whiff. Definitely no Jakeness on this thing. Nope. Not a hint of
Jakeness.
Jake.
But I mean, wouldn't Esmeralda smell of Jake anyway, because they were married?
May the 7 keep you.
Here, smell this ring. It belonged to Cecil.
I've heard people say that politicians stink. Give me a whiff, and I'll be able to tell you if it's a Jake kind of stink. No, not him. No scent of Jake whatsoever.
Here, smell this. It belonged to Esmeralda.
Jake was awesome, and she didn't like Jake, so I'm pretty sure she's
Why
the
were they
worst
married?
thing ever
Just
lived.
for the power?
Let me get a whiff. Oh, take this away. It smells like every rich man in town except Jake.
Ah.
No, there's definitely not
Yeah.
a hint of Jake here.
I guess it's just the money. Alright. So I guess that leaves Evelyn. Kinda sad that we didn't get something from her. Maybe it would have been necessary to steal before. We'll see. Before we go further here, let's have a look at the end of time and see what room we unlocked.
Welcome back, Source Hunters. I've been eagerly expecting you. You found another star stone, haven't you? Go on. Ask me how I know.
Alright, I'll bite. What can you call we found another stone?
Ah, mere child's play when you know what to look for.
Haha.
And luckily, I do. Do you remember remember when you first arrived on this plane? When the dormant portal that led us to this hall sprang to life?
Those R's.
It's happened again, my friend. Another portal has reignited. The end of
Reignited.
time is growing by the stone. It's all connected somehow. You, this place, the void, the stones. Soon we'll have unraveled the whole truth. Oh, how I do love a good mystery.
It sounds pretty exciting. What have you discovered through the new portal?
You don't imagine that I'd presume to explore it before you? No, that would be most unmannerly. And not to mention, well,
Is it the danger and he just wants us to, I don't know, be the bait? What is it?
No, I'm sure it's nothing. It's just that beyond the portal, I sense a presence that I can't quite account for. It is at once powerful and faint. Perhaps only a shadow, perhaps more. But this is only speculation, of course. Come, let me show you the way. Once you're through, you'll be able to report exactly what we're dealing with.
Party animal? What happened? Huh? Why did it just spawn? And I can't even talk with it. And it's... I'm sorry, Zixzax. I'm following my party animal. The Forbidden Zone. What? I'm very, very confused. Whatever. Where exactly did Zixzax go? Ah. Alright. To the Hall of Echoes. Which looks very, very different than in Original Sin 2. Ooh, but you still got this universe-y, starry background. That really looks like a hall.
Impressive room.
Oh. Look a bit orcish. Astarte. Maybe the All-Mother is kinda their version of that entity?
You. It cannot be you. But it can only be you. The Guardians. Those I deceived. Those that deserted me. But oh, how weak you have become. As weak as you used to be strong.
Thanks.
Look about you. You used to lead, and now you follow. Ignorant of your faults, and ignorant of your fate. That it has come to this. Woe to the world that it has come to this.
The Guardians.
You won't believe me, the fiend. But they have come, as I prayed they would.
What?
Could they save me yet?
Is there still hope? We have an ancient diary here. My friend and ally, the war has been won. Our victory is now inevitable. A fact, a certainty. One might say the last battles we wage are therefore pointless conflicts. But if the enemy won't relent, so be it. Truth be told, I relish in their stubbornness. Give me bloody combat. Give me the thrill of a front line. I shall be the first to break their ranks, and the last to leave the battlefield. But you've been absent lately. It goes without saying I prefer to see you by my side. We shall meet again at the funeral, I suppose. Until then, I bid you adieu. I can't pick it up. Whose diary is that? Oh, and now Madora and Bairdotr are here. And there's another diary. My fellow general, in victory, life has taken an unreal turn. Everywhere I go, it seems I'm revered not unlike a god. People feel graced when I look them into the eye, considering it a blessing. Children try to touch my hand or sleeve, believing it will bring them good luck. The absurdity of it all is staggering. Above all, I wish I had more time to myself. Some much needed peace of mind now that peace is finally in sight. Peace of mind. The closing of the coffin was seared into my sight. The dull thud of stone on stone, echoes still. You may relish in combat still, but I have lost all appetite for carnage. So two people are writing each other. Oh, each in letters. Esteemed generals, all of Rivellon thanks you, all of Rivellon is in your depths. Gods and kings bow before you both, and it is right and proper they do so. Even they had thought all was lost, that the world was to meet its end, but you turned the tide. Many have fallen, so very, very many, and I know you have suffered a great personal loss as well. Know, generals, that I sympathize deeply. So let us meet in the Hall of Echoes, both to celebrate and to remember, to honor the living and to honor the dead. Signed, Henry, son of William, righteous king of Pharaoh. John Smithson. Who you?
Well, wouldn't you look fine with a strapping warrior at your side? Or is it mages you prefer? An eagle-eyed ranger? A stealthy pickpocket? Take your pick of my swords for hire.
Yeah, you could just go and what you just said, hire companions. But that's lame. Cause they are just like stand-ins, so they don't have story or anything. Okay, you don't have to say anything more. I have to say, the statue looks kind of...
stands awe-stricken by the tapestry of time. Even if he had a voice,
ominous.
You know he wouldn't find words for its majesty.
Shall we look up the details of your existence, Wolgraff? Or shall we skip it and save you the embarrassment?
Oh wow, Jahan. Yeah, maybe let's just take some time to talk with our companions.
You call to Wolgraff. He awaits your queries.
I'd like to ask you some questions, Wolgraff.
With a simple nod, the rogue seems to say, "Shoot!"
You wrote that a sorcerer took your voice. What exactly happened?
Wolgraff sighs and pulls parchment parts out of his pockets. He opts for the largest one he can find and sits down, pen in hand.
Oh.
When I was a kid, friends and I used to play source hunters. Neighbour's dog was the sorcerer. Good fun. One day, we saw strangers in the forest. They looked dodgy. Dark robes, big knives. Friends fled, but I followed them. They took a man into a cave, cut his throat, held him over a blue stone. Blood turned it into ruby.
Did you notice that we found one starstone at the crime scene, and that one was blue, and the bloodstone, the one Evelyn used, was red. And I think when she used it, it turned from red to blue, and then we absorbed the stuff. So maybe that's how they do bloodstones.
I warned the source hunters in the city. Caught the cutthroats. Source hunters called me a hero. Bad guys were hung. I witnessed the hanging. Sorcerer spoke a spell before the trapdoor opened. I was mute, just like that. Always wanted to be a source hunter, but source hunters didn't want no mutiny order. Can't blame them. Too bad though, too bad.
Oh. Sad. Why exactly did you end up doing what you do, so the whole roguish act?
Wolgraff frowns and signals you to hold on for an instant. He begins to write and gives you a scrap of paper.
Not easy being mute. Can't talk and folks think you're slow in the head. No one ever gave me work, though I'm good with my hands. Was poor, got hungry, got thirsty, stole stuff. Then got greedy, became a cat burglar. Told you, I'm good with my hands. Would have done honest work with them, given the chance, a long time ago. I ain't bitter about it, though. Like the rogue's life. Freedom. Unless the law gets you. Haven't yet. Too nimble. Too good. Born for adventure.
I've noticed you have a quality to write with, but no ink. How does that work exactly?
The rogue smiles broadly and dramatically produces
Is it a
quill
magic
in question. He holds it aloft for all to admire, then jots down the following words.
But I mean, that sounds pretty handy.
Saw a wizard once in the village up north. Hunter's Edge. Wizard had nifty things. Brooms that sweep by themselves. Big star viewer in the garden.
A telescope?
Went into his house by night. Found quill by spellbooks. Kept it. Never needed ink no more. Hands used to be black as chimney sweeps. Clean now. Clean of ink, that is, not of thievery. Man's got to eat after all.
Thanks for your answers. No, I like Wolgraff.
Daemon Daemonium. I'll find you yet.
Jahan? Well, let's see. I've got some questions for you.
Of course you do.
You know, your version of all things demonic is so strong as to be irrational. What triggered it?
Lord,
I
what
like that I can
fools these
say that.
mortals be. Irrational. Is it irrational for a mother's blood to run cold with unutterable horror at the sight of a serpent slithering through the very crib where her babe lay sleeping? Aversion, distrust, and hatred. Such is the grounded trinity that should be anyone's approach to demons. As to the trigger, cannot you make an educated guess? Alcohol is the alcoholic's friend turned foe.
Duh.
With that, you know enough.
By your usual demeanor, I'm quite intrigued by your love for animals. If you don't mind me saying so, you don't quite seem like the loving type.
You are right and you are wrong, Hunter. Right precisely because I was wronged. As you long have guessed, the wound that ever bleeds was inflicted unto me by one of our species. Though in many ways she was beyond human scope. My station was a high one once, until I was brought very low. I learned among the dregs that men are the same everywhere. Whether they approach you in a back alley reeking of sewer, or the jasmine-scented corridors of royal castles, they smile at you warmly, like friends would, as they fondle their daggers' hilts behind their backs.
Sounds like a fun outlook on life.
You are right that I lost affection, but I found it again among the beasts.
Oh.
Among the stray cats and street dogs with whom I shared my all too meager meals. Over time, the deer of the forest no longer fled when I approached. Birds would gladly perch upon my hand and eat from my palm. I found among them a serenity unseen amid humanity. There you are wrong. Because for them, I harbor a vivid love indeed.
Where exactly are you from, Jahan?
I am not from any place anymore. I go where my quest leads me.
The true adventurer.
Besides, the name would mean nothing to you. The glorious city in the glorious kingdom where I was born. I remember them well, the sandstone castles, hued like the very sun that batters their battlements without rest. I can see them still. The fountained gardens and halls of pearl-colored marble inlaid with gemstones set in shapes of plants and beasts. Yes, I can see them still, though when I try to focus on their details, like mirages, they dissolve upon approach. Time. It frays the foundations of memory.
So, you seem pretty focused on demons. Why exactly do you hunt them?
For 1,000 reasons, and for one especial. The 1,000 obvious ones are list with pleasure. The special one, that is my secret to keep.
Should party members really keep secrets from one another?
Hunter, I could find you cross-dressed under the spell of a dominant goblin, yet when next we'd meet there'd be no questions asked. I have my secrets. Undoubtedly, you have yours. They are ours to keep.
Let's trade secrets. Okay, so... Just the obvious ones at least.
1. Their scourge taints the natural world. 2. Their machinations irreversibly corrupt minds.
Oh no, did he now really list 1,000?
3. Their perversions seek to end all beauty. 4. Their schemes unhinge the fabric of space and time. 5. Their presence distorts all intrinsic harmony.
Many hours pass before Jahan stops enumerating his reasons. You are very sorry indeed that you asked. Okay, I take my leave.
Good. No use in standing about.
That's a dialogue we're not gonna have ever again. Oh, yeah, that wasn't the way back. Do. Area in general. Okay, let's look at the marked house and then at Evelyn's house. Quite some way. Now this is Evelyn's house. This is another one. Wonder who's living there. Maybe we just go into Evelyn's house first. And how lame, we don't even have to break in, we can just use the key. Ah, and we can talk to Jahan again, about something on the way, I guess.
How intolerable it is to think that all the knowledge of the world is being gathered by an imp. A creature that is no more than the result of a demon's bowel movement imbued with the breath of life.
What?
And yet I am a tad jealous, jabbering little jester. To know all. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished.
But why are imps for him connected to demons? I mean, aren't they just like another of the 7 races of the world? Ah, great. There's no such thing as too much knowledge. We are lucky to have found Zixzax. Agreed. Imp or no, he's the best shot we have to attain that which you so devoutly seem to wish.
You'll rue the day you lend your trust to anything that is demon-touched. But this particular specimen, it delights in scholarship. A quality, I must admit, that highly speaks to its advantage. Let us learn, Hunter, whether you like it or not, and through wisdom grow ever more mighty.
Yeah, I hope we can educate him a bit on our journey.